is the season of evil.
Hey up, it's Steve from the Old Yorkshire Geek and welcome to episode 107 of Magnificent Mondays. And because it's October, we're in spooky season, so we're doing spooky films for Magnificent Mondays this month, but not necessarily horror films. So this week we're doing Ghostbusters 2. We did the first Ghostbusters, I think last Halloween, last October. So we're doing the second one today. Not as fondly remembered, but it's still a pretty good film, in my opinion. But before we get started, don't forget to like and subscribe, share the videos, drop a comment, hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. Right, we're live on YouTube and we're live on Rumble and we're live on Twitch. Adjust my mic. I imagine my mic, I might be booming out a bit. I've been faffing with me adjustments and the yellow lights are telling me it's loud. But anyway, Wingrace says, this time the ghosts are busted for tax evasion. Just like Al Capone. Where were we? I forgot what I was saying now. Like and subscribe, share the video, drop a comment, all that stuff. Hit the notification bell if you're subscribed already. We're live on them places. Yes, I've said all that. Explore the description for links for stuff like merch and me books. Oh, hang on, they're underneath. I keep leaving them in me. What do I call it? The Necromonicon Ex Mortis, which I still haven't got around to doing. Me books. Murky Rapids, light-hearted sci-fi, action adventure about UFOs and stuff, and Silent Predator, short horror novella about genetically engineered big cats eating people in a North Yorkshire village. All a bit of fun. Amazon Kindle and paperback. I can't get them back under here now. Hang on. Get under. There we go. What else? Become a member of the YouTube channel and then you get early access videos and exclusive videos, which I've been very lackluster in doing recently. I'll have to get back to it, but I will. I haven't done any audio commentaries for a while. It's finding time and to record, to sit down and watch a film and talk for like 2 hours. I know I do it with these streams, but in the middle of the day when I do the audio commentaries, it's a bit more difficult because this time is like set aside for these shows. But anyway, what else? I can't remember what I say now. I've lost my train of thought. I'm in one of those weird moods today. Yes. Join the live chat if you've been a subscriber for an extended period of time. Got a feeling certain people might return tonight, as they did last Friday, causing their trouble. But anyway, we will see. Hopefully not. Right, so Ghostbusters 2 from 1989. All the team returned back from the first one. Ivan Reitman's directing it, written by Harold Ramis and Dan Aykroyd. Obviously starring the gang, Bill Murray, Dan Aykroyd, Sigourney Weaver, Harold Ramis, Ernie Hudson, Rick Moranis, Annie Potts, and various others return as well from the first film. One or two, anyway. Music this time, not by... Oh, bloody forgot. I can never remember his name. By somebody else. It's Randy Edelman who did the music for this one. Did he do one of the Star Trek films? I think he did, didn't he? Did he do Star Trek 4? Is that right? Or am I getting me Edelmans mixed up? Musical scores. Let's have a look. Do. He might not have done it. It might be somebody else. He might have done another one. Come on, where are you? Filmography. Here we go. Ghostbusters 2. No, he didn't do Star Trek 4. Well, who did Star Trek 4 then? I'm sure that were an Edelman. It must have been somebody else. Maybe it's related. I don't know. Anyway. The budget of $30 to $40 million, box office of 215. It didn't do as well as the first film, so it was considered a failure, even though it did pretty well, which kind of stalled for Ghostbusters 3. But anyway. So we never got like a proper Ghostbusters 3. Some people said the game that came out was Ghostbusters 3, which I've not played. I've started it once and not got very far into it. So I'll say I've not played it because I technically haven't. I got busy doing something else and forgot about it, to be completely honest. And then we got Ghostbusters Afterlife, which were like, the Ghostbusters the next generation, essentially, wasn't it? Ghostbusters Afterlife and Ghostbusters Frozen Kingdom. Is that right? Frozen Empire. Which were okay. I didn't mind them. I didn't think they were the best films ever, but I don't know, they're not a patch on these two, in my opinion. But, they were okay. I didn't mind. Right, so we'll get on with it. I'm not going to watch the film. It's a breakdown and review. So I've got to say it like that, because people keep... Well, not keep, but every now and again in my comments for various videos, keep being told it's we want to see the actual film, and they're just bloody. Anyway, so it's a breakdown and review. I do put it on the poster now, on the thumbnail, and I do put it in the title and in the description as well. But anyway, just skipping over the reboot. I've just mentioned them. Afterlife and Frozen Empire, whatever it's called. They're also the real Ghostbusters cartoon. This is kind of a sequel, really. Rather than a sequel to the first film, it's more a sequel to the cartoon, apparently. I've got to be honest, I've never seen the real Ghostbusters cartoon. I've never sat and watched it. Oh, that one. Oh, sorry, the old woman. I'd actually forgotten about that. Genuinely, I'd forgot about that. Yes, that one, yes. Well, yeah. There was that one as well, with all the women. But that's really its own thing, isn't it? Even though we had Dan Aykroyd in it, and we had Bill Murray, and Sigourney Weaver cameoing in it, but it really wasn't anything to do with these films, was it? So, but I'd genuinely forgotten about that. So thanks, Wyngrace, for that. Anywho... Right, so we'll get on with it. We're not going to watch the film, watch it in a series of stills. I've watched the Blu-ray. Bugger all on the Blu-ray. I don't know if there is a special edition Blu-ray with loads of special features, but on the vanilla one that comes in this set, not a lot on. Like a 15-minute interview with Ivan Reitman and Dan Aykroyd. And that's about it, really. Some deleted scenes, which I couldn't be bothered watching. And that's about it. Which is poo, but never mind. Windgrace says, the cartoon was cool when I was young. I haven't watched it in decades. I haven't watched it at all. I don't know why, to be honest. Maybe I were at a funny age. Maybe I'd grown up, and so we're busy doing other things. So, anyway. Of course, I'm an old fart. Bloody hell. I'll be 16 2 years, for Christ's sake. Anyway. Right, so I shall put myself down in the corner and we'll get on with it. We'll go through it with a fine-tooth comb. Or not. Right, off we go. Hey, right, where are you? Here we are. Full screen, that baby. And off we jolly well go. Here we go. Is it going to come on? There we go, and it comes. Hopefully we won't get a copyright claim this time, because I don't know, Columbia, are they all right? I don't think I've had a copyright claim from Columbia before. It's Universal and Warner Brothers that are the two buggers. Although I did get one from Disney the other week. But I actually got two for the same thing-ish. Disputed them both. One of them, even though they were the same thing-ish, one of them got, was successful, so that video got monetized again. The other one, they haven't looked at yet, so anyway. Anywho, good old Columbia lady. Right, here we go. So we begin. Oh, it starts off with a card, by the way, telling us, with dramatic music, I don't know why. Like that. 5 years later. But he's 5 years later. And then we've seen the streets of New York with the big crack. And we're going to see some pink slime come out. Oh no, pink slime. I wonder how much they used in the film of this whatever it is they use. KY jelly or something, I don't know. But here it comes. So there we go. And then we see people don't look down in this film. They keep walking through this slime or pushing their buggies through this slime. And they're not looking down. For some weird reason. I'd be like, oh, what the bloody hell is that? But no, anyway. But then we see it's Sigourney Weaver as Dana Barrett. God, I nearly forgot her name then. As Dana Barrett with her young son Oscar in the pram. By the way, we're all seeing people shouting. We're hearing people shouting. This fella's here shouting at a traffic warden. You can have this ticket, I'm not paying. They're all angry because it's New York in the late 80s. So everybody's angry. We see this woman with the crutches almost getting knocked over by a bloke. Watch where you're going. So everybody's angry because it's New York. Sorry, Wingrace. Just Temple's here. Harpoon at the ready to harpoon some of them ghosts because he ain't afraid of no ghost. Anyway, so that's the point. Everybody's angry. So which is why the slime's coming up out from the depths of New York. Anyway, right, so she gets the superintendent to help her. And as she's talking to him, the buggy starts moving away. And it's not because she's, incompetent or negligent, that's the word I should use. The brake is on the buggy, because it does show us in a minute. If I land on it, I'm not going to land on it, am I? It does show the wheels of the buggy. And there we go. We see the brake is on, look. We can see it's on, look. So it shouldn't be moving, but it is. Anyway, the buggy takes off down the street. And she ends up chasing after it, and it's steering itself. She's like, my baby, and all that stuff. And he's going, tooting his horn at a buggy. A pram, we'd call it over here. A perambulator. Anyway, poor little Oscar, look. He's like, way, what's going on? And anyway, it finally just rolls to a stop in the middle of the street, and everything's fine. And then we cut to the logo. Ghostbusters 2. I'm surprised they did it that way around, to be honest. Because in America, I've noticed you do it that way. But that's an insult over here. It goes back to Agincourt, apparently. But yeah, they do it that way around. V for victory. Winston Churchill. There we go, Ghostbusters 2. And then we see the good old ambulance over at a hearse. It's a hearse, isn't it? The Ecto one heading out. We think they're heading out to catch some spooks. It's Dan Aykroyd and Ernie Hudson as Ray Stantz and Winston Zedmore. And anyway, they're coming in. Where are we? They're coming in. They're met by, there we go. I forgot her name now. Mary something Trainer. I forgot her name now. She was everywhere in the 80s, wasn't she? I'll have to check now because I can never remember it. Is it Mary Ann, Mary Elizabeth? I forgot her name. Mary Ellen Trainer. There she is. She was married to somebody famous, wasn't she? And I can't remember who. Who was she married to? See if it tells us. There we go. Mary Ellen Trainer. Who was she married to? Doesn't say there. I'm going to have to click on the link. She was married to Robert Zemeckis. There we go. I knew she was married to somebody famous. But I couldn't remember who. Passed away in 2015, unfortunately, at the age of 62, which is no age. Anywho. Speaking of people passing away, John Woodvine's passed away. I think he was like 96 or something, so it's a good old age. You might know him from An American Werewolf in London. He played the Doctor in An American Werewolf in London. So he's passed away, unfortunately. Anyway, so she's saying, that you think she's talking about ghosts, saying they're about 4 feet high, it's about 14 of them, but it's a kid's birthday party, which were actually filmed on the 3rd floor of the fire station where they filmed all the interiors, because the place in New York, which was in Los Angeles, the place in New York, they filmed the exteriors. All the interiors were filmed at a fire station place in Los Angeles. I'll tell you where. If you don't know, here we go. Fire Station 23 on 225 East 5th Street, Los Angeles. There we go. And this were on the 3rd floor of that building. That's where this were filmed. There they are, all the kids having fun. And say, it's the Ghostbusters. And they're all, I wanted it to be He-Man. So let's have fun. And then this kid comes along, who is Jason Reitman, who would go on to direct Ghostbusters Afterlife and other films. He's the son of Ivan Reitman. But he's telling them they're full of crap. So they start singing the song, who are you going to call? And all the kids start saying, He-Man, because He-Man must have been a thing in 1989. So it's not it, do they just go now? Because he says, let's grab a beer. I thought they've only just arrived. But let's get a beer. All right, and he shows them coming out. So they're still being paid because he's counting money, look. And he's got a party hat on. So, I don't know. Maybe they just took a break and then went back and entertained the kids. Maybe they've shot them all with the proton pack. Anyway, I wonder how much they got paid. I don't know. I can't really make it out. Is that a $10 bill? I don't know. But he's got a few of them. He's counting them out. Gives Winston his cut, his share, but he's had enough. And really, to be honest, Ray and Winston are the only two Ghostbusters left, really, because we see that Egon's sodded off back to university to do research, and Peter's doing his TV stuff. So really, these are the only two Ghostbusters still going. Keeping the light burning for the Ghostbusters is Ray and Winston. Anyway, so they're talking about, the Ghostbusters is over, and we learn that they got sued by all the councils, I suppose you could say, whatever they call them, of New York, because they conjured up a 100-foot marshmallow man, blew the top 3 stories off a midtown high-rise and all that stuff. But say, but what a ride. Anywho, then we cut to Dana. She's heading to the university. I think it's supposed to be the same university, or it might be filmed at the same university that they got booted out of in the first film. This says it's the Institute for Advanced Theoretical Research, but I'm sure here it says it's the yes, it's Columbia University. Yes, I think. I don't know actually. I'm not sure. I'm on the right thing, aren't I? Yes, I'm on Ghostbusters 2. But on the location thing, filming locations, it says Columbia University, Department of Parapsychology / Weaver Hall. But that was in the first one, wasn't it? So I'm confused now. Maybe this is the same place. I don't know. But anyway, she's heading in here to talk to Egon. There he is, who's doing his research there. Telling him all about what happened with the buggy, and it just went off by itself. So he's saying he'll look into it, but we're seeing that his research that he's doing, he's had these two in there in this room. They think they're there for marriage counselling, and he's putting the temperature up to see how angry he can get them to be. They've been there for 2 hours or something. Because this is his research, see if human emotions can affect the physical environment. So, anyway. So that's what he's doing there. So he's taking readings, and now he's doing the opposite of that. He's got a kid who is another one of Ivan Reitman's kids. This is, I can't remember her name. I will tell you in a minute. Something Reitman. Where is she? Catherine Reitman. So she's Ivan Reitman's daughter. There we go. So, not like a bit of nepotism. I nearly said leprosy then for some reason. Anyway, whatever. So they bring a puppy in for her, and he's taking the readings and then she asks about Peter. Have you seen Peter? And he says, I see him occasionally, but then he uses the machine on her as she's thinking about Peter. But he says, don't mention it to Peter. He says, I'll have to talk to Ray about it. She says, don't mention it to Peter, because they've split up. She said they're split on bad terms. So obviously Oscar's not Peter's kid, as far as we know. It's suggested, I think Ivan Reitman said that he thinks, although it's not really important, but Ivan Reitman, the director, thinks that the kid is the son of the musician we see in the first film, the fellow that were doing the nose stuff, the stiff. Anyway, so here we are with Peter's. I forgot Venkman. Peter Venkman's. It says there, bloody big letters. Look. Peter Venkman's TV show, World of the Psychic, and I love this part of the film. I forgot his name. I forgot what's his name. Chris. No, not Chris Dunn. Something Dunn, innit? I can't remember now. Let me check. Where is he? Where the hell are you? I can't find him. Anyway, he's a funny actor. How the hell can't I find him? I know his last name's Dunn, but I forgot his first name. I'm sure it's Dunn. D-U-N-N. Why can't I find him? Oh, there, Kevin Dunn. Why is he uncredited? That's interesting. Is the other woman uncredited? Is the woman that's on with him uncredited as well? I can't remember her name. We'll find out, won't we, in a minute. Anyway, so these are his guests on his show. Milton Angland's written a book called The End of the World, which is bringing it out sort of like now. It's out now. By the way, we're getting close to Christmas. It's Christmassy time. Getting close to New Year's. I'm not sure if Christmas is over. I think maybe we've had Christmas and we're in the time in between Christmas and New Year, I think. So his book's out, The End of the World. And he thinks the world's going to end on the stroke of midnight on December 31st. So, as the year ticks over, that's when he says the world's going to end. And if it wasn't for what these guys do in this film, it would have done. So he'd have been right, wouldn't he? So he's saying, you're leaving it a bit late, aren't you? But anyway, he says, I've got a strong psychic impression that the world will end at the stroke of midnight on New Year's Eve. Got face. But he says, I think somebody may disagree with you. And I forgot her name. Tell us. My other guest. What's she got? Elaine. There we go. So who plays Elaine? I'm sure I saw somewhere that she's famous in America. Was she on Saturday Night Live or something like that? I don't know. But anyway, see if we can find Elaine. Elaine, where are you? Elaine. Chloe Webb. What's Chloe Webb been in? Just let me check. Chloe Webb. She was in Sid and Nancy, Twins. I'm sure I read somewhere that she was a famous comedy actress or something like that. But I don't know, because I don't know bugger all, do I? I don't know, sod all. I don't know. Anyway, whatever. But she's very funny in this. I think she is anyway. She says she got her information from an alien that told her that the world was going to end on February 14th, 2016. Winger says she's not famous to me. Okie dokie. I can't remember where did I see it. I'm sure I said it somewhere. I'm probably thinking of another film, probably with somebody else. I'm sure it's somewhere that she was a famous comedy actress, or that she'd been on like Saturday Night Live or something like that. That Bill Murray knew her from when he did Saturday Night Live or whatever. Anyway, or maybe Dan Aykroyd. I don't know, but anyway. Anywho, where were we? Oh, yes, she says the world's going to end on February 14th, 2016. Valentine's Day. Bummer. So, she got her information from an alien who got her drunk at the Holiday Inn in Paramus. Anyway, and his face is amazing as he looks into camera. Look. She's saying these ridiculous things. Anyway, so that's the end of the show. It's a very short show, isn't it? It was like 3 minutes long or something. But it says, next time, hairless cats. Anyway, so the mayor's visiting the station for some reason. I don't know. Maybe he'd been filming something. I don't know. But here he comes. Where he is? Come on, mayor. Where are you? There he is. There's the mayor, played by David How do you pronounce it? Margulis. It was the mayor in the first film. So saying, hey, Lenny. But he gets interrupted by Kurt Fuller, who always plays, a slimy lawyer type or executive, does he, in films. He was in Wayne's World, wasn't he? He was in Wayne's World and other things, but that's probably his most famous other thing. Justin's here. Sorry, I've been away. A lot of things to do. I'm still alive. Yes, you weren't here on Friday, were you? You weren't here on Friday. And you were missed. He's great in Psych. Okie dokie. I've never seen another thing I've never seen. I've not seen like 99% of of all the shows and films out there. Oh dear. Anyway, so he warns him off, saying, the election's coming up, we don't want him associating with them. So anyway, right, so we're here at the that's some art gallery, I don't know. What is it? I don't know. Let's have a look, see if it tells us. Manhattan Museum of Art. This is the US Customs House, is it? Is that the US Customs House? I have no idea. Shall we look it up? Shall we look it up on the maps? Oh, pardon me, I'm burping. Let's look it up on Google Maps. Sod it. We're live, who cares? Hang on, where is it? I'll just copy this and I'll just paste it into Google Maps. Bladosh. Where is it? Oh, it's there. Is that it? No, that's not it, is it? Is it? It's a World Trade Centre. One World Trade Centre, it says here. I don't think... Is that a new word? Because that's... I don't know. But that destroyed on 9/11. I have no idea. Pressing the wrong thing. It could have been... I don't know. I'm confused now. Because it's showing me a picture of, the new World Trade Centre building. I don't know. Maybe it was. I don't know. Or maybe that's not it. Maybe they've got... Maybe it's the interior of it. I don't know. Anyway. Letting me down, IMDb. No, it doesn't tell us any other things. It says Manhattan Museum of Art. This is supposed to be US Customs House, New York City, New York, USA. I don't know. Anyway, that's where we're going. That is not the World Trade... Well, no. Obviously not. I don't know where this is. Right, so here we go. Right, so they're going in. We're looking in there. Here we are. We're inside now. So where we meet Peter McNichol. We may know from Dragon Slayer. I think he steals this film. He's my favourite character in this film. As Janosch Pohar, the head of the art department at this museum. And where Dana Barrett is working weirdly. And I'm like, I can never get my head around why she's there. She's a musician. She's not an artist. But there she is. She's there. I know she's not art. I know she's not painting it, but she's cleaning these paintings. Here we see they're bringing in the photo of the painting of Vigo the Carpathian. Anyway, she's they're wheeling it in. It says underneath the arch. Anyway, here he is. Well, Dana, how are you doing? With his Eastern European accent. It's supposed to be from Carpathia himself, which is in Romania, isn't it? So I'm guessing he's of Romanian descent, which is why he knows all about Vigo. Anyway, so here she is cleaning this painting, and we see she's just done this little bit there, just a little bit there that's all nice and clean. And then when you cut away and go back to it, there's a big, massive clean area when we look at it again in the white. There, look, she hadn't done all that, had she? Anyway, never mind. Just a light thing. Anyway, he's asking her out, and she says, I can't, I've got to go. She said, I've got an appointment, and what she was supposed to be doing here, we're going to see Egon, but they decided to put that part before this. So we don't know where she's going, but she's off on an appointment. So off he goes. And then we see the painting looks at Janosch. Oh, I missed it. He comes out of the painting, Freddy Krueger style. Anyway. Right, so we're at Razor Cult next. There we go, Razor Cult Books. I don't know where this is. It doesn't actually tell us where this is, I don't think. Razor Cult, does it tell us? No, IMDb, you're not helping us, you know. You're not helping us. I imagine this is somewhere in New York. It looks it, doesn't it? Maybe. Number 31. St Mark's Deli. Right, I'm opening up. I'm opening up Rumble again. St Mark's Deli, New York. See if it finds it. Did you mean St Mark's Deli, New York? Yes, I did. That's why I typed it. There's no prominent or famous St Mark's Deli, New York City. Oh, right. Okay. Maybe it's somewhere else then. Where's this one? St Mark's Deli and Grill. Where's that one? Where's that one? Where's this one? That's in New York. In Maspeth, New York. Is this the same place, though? I have no idea. Let's have a look. Let's click on the directions. Is it going to tell us? Hang on, let's just bear with me. I'm just getting the address. Right, we'll open up Google Maps. Everybody's going, shut up, talk about the film. No, I want to know if there's a St Mark's Deli in real life. Right, here we go. So where are we now? Where in New York are we? Oh no, we are actually in New York. Yes, we're in New York. Right, let's zoom down. Let's fire up Street View. I know you can't see this. Where is it? Is this it? No. Where the hell are we? I can't see anything that says St Mark's Deli. I have no idea. There's nothing that says St Mark's Deli. Phone repair shop. But nothing that looks like a grungy New York street. That looks quite nice. AKA Dan just living his real life. Yes, Razor Cult is Dan Aykroyd just living his real life. Selling his Crystal Skull whiskey. Or is it vodka? It's vodka, isn't it? I'm still looking for this bloody thing. Sunny Deli, is that it? Is that what used to be St Mark's Deli? Sunny Grocery and Grill. I bet that's it, isn't it? Right, so let's have a look. But it doesn't look the same. This is a different place. It's a totally different place. So there's no St Mark's Grill. Hang on, what's down here? Fortune discount. It's like I'm exploring this part of New York. See, this part looks a bit like that. I'm looking for these big steps. There's these steps here, isn't there, going where it says, I'm looking for those. No, I don't think we're in the same place, so I don't know where it is. But in 1989, the wall, I bet that was a real place in 1989. But I don't know now. Never mind. Right, so we're at Razor Cult Books, and it must be doing all right, because, you know, it's a nice bookshop by the look of it. So here he is. Does he sell silver bullets like Dick Miller in The Howling? I don't know. I'd have got those. If I were Ivan Reitman, I'd have got those silver bullets and put them on the counter. Maybe they are there. Who knows? So he's doing that, is Ray. As well as ghostbusting with Winston. But anyway, so they're talking about the case, and they're talking about a similar thing happened to a cart in Berlin in 1920-something. But then Peter arrives. I'm looking for a love potion aerosol. Apparently this was the payoff for an earlier scene where we'd seen the store earlier on, and he kept phoning up Ray, basically doing what they call it, a nuisance phone call asking him about stuff. But he knew who he was. So this is supposed to be the payoff to that. But now it just looks like he's messing about. So he goes, "Hi Egon, how's school? They love that big brain of yours." And he says, "Actually, I think they're more interested in my epididymis," which, yes, I did look up, because I didn't know what it was. And neither does Peter. It's to do with your balls. So there we go. So anyway, David's got the book for him, Magical Path to Fortune and Power. Don't know why Peter's reading that. Maybe it's for work. Who knows? But anyway. So he says, "We're working on something for somebody." So he gets it out of him, pulls his ears, says, "It's Dana Barrett." So they're arriving at Dana's. Obviously, whatever she's doing at the art gallery is paying well. You know, cleaning paintings. Because she can afford, a nanny or whatever, or a babysitter. While she's there practicing her cello, because she was saying to Janosch that she was thinking of going back to the orchestra. But so she's practicing her cello. Did we ever see her play it in the first film? I can't remember if we did or not. We saw her stringing it, didn't we? Putting strings on it. Don't know if we saw her playing it. But she's playing it in this. Anyway, knock at the door. Ray and Egon have arrived, and so has Peter. Hello, Peter. Hello, Dana. Anyway, I think Bill Murray's better in this Ghostbusters than he was in the first one. To be complete, it's just my opinion. I know a lot of people don't like this film, but I think he's better in this for some reason. Even though he didn't really want to do it, I think he's really good in this, and particularly in this scene where I just think he's hilarious. He's playing the cello like a guitar. Is it playing it now?
So whatever happened to Mr. Wright anyway? I heard he ditched.
But anyway, so they're checking out Oscar, who were played by two kids, I presume the twins, whose name I've forgotten. They've got weird names. I'll have to look it up. William T. Deutschendorf and Hank J. Deutschendorf, and one of them died, and I can't remember which one it was. I shall check my notes. I've got it here somewhere. I do have notes. I made notes this time. I don't usually do. Got to scroll down. Where the heck is it? And by the way, these kids are the nephews of John Denver, the late John Denver. Here we go. Henry J. Deutschendorf II, one of the twins who played Oscar, died June 14th, 2017 by, he took his own life, because I can't say the S word, can you, on YouTube, at the age of 29, which is very, very sad. Which is very, very sad. But so there you go. Anyway, they're checking out Oscar, and make sure he seems okay. Then they're going to check his toys. He's going on talking about how they broke up and saying, I'd have needs. Oh, he wants a stool sample. Egon wants a stool sample from. Does it say stool sample? I think it just says sample. I don't know. Hang on. No, stool specimen. Yes, he does want a stool sample from the kid. I don't know how he's going to get it. Squeeze it out of him. I don't know. Anyway, they're checking the kid's room. He's getting to know Oscar. And, get the impression that Bill Murray's really good with kids, or maybe he's just a great actor and hates kids. I don't know, but he seems really good with Oscar in this. The two Deutschendorf kids. Anyway, so we learn that Egon never really had many toys when he was a kid, and he had half a slinky and straightened it. There you go. I had a slinky once. I thought I want an actual slinky. I don't know if we had that brand over here. It was just a spring. I could never get it to work properly. To go downstairs and stuff. It kind of used to get halfway and then just stop. Anywho, right. So the scene is all right, but Anyway, so they're going to go check the street where it all happened. Here's what they're doing now, and they get readings go off the scale. There we go, 2.5 GeVs on the gigameter. I'm sure that's bad. But so they start drilling the street, digging a hole in the street. I don't know where this is. It's obviously a real street, isn't it? But it doesn't tell us where it is, does it? Does it? It tells us where the restaurant is that we're going to see later. No, it doesn't tell us where they're digging up the street. Anyhow, that's what they're doing. I can't imagine it's a studio. But anyway, so the police asking what they're doing. They're digging a hole. And they're pretending to be, workers. But anyway. Meanwhile, back at the gallery, or Museum of Art, sorry, Janosch is cleaning up the painting of Vigo when he gets zapped by Vigo's power. Then the painting transforms into a not great thing. There we go. We see his face. This is Wilhelm Homburg. Is that right? We'll have to check. Yes, Wilhelm von Homburg as Vigo the Carpathian. But it's not his voice. It's the voice of Max von Sydow. And apparently, during the first screening, or the cast screen, whatever, the first... I forgot what it was. Hang on, what does it say? What does it say? I don't say it there. I've seen it in my notes somewhere. Where is it? Maybe I didn't copy it. Anyway, whatever. During the screening, I think the premiere of the film, Wilhelm von Homburg, who we've seen in Die Hard and At the Mouth of Madness. It's probably been in other things as well. Got so angry, he wasn't told that he'd been overdubbed by Max von Sydow, and he was that angry he got up and walked out of the screening, of the premiere. I mean, I wouldn't mind. If I'd been overdubbed by Max von Sydow, I'd think, cool. If it were just some random bloke off the street, I might be a bit miffed. But yeah, he wasn't happy about it. So we're listening to the voice of Max von Sydow.
The sorrow of Moldavia.
Command me, Lord. This is so funny. Anyway, the mountain of skulls in the castle of pain. What does he say? I forgot what he said. I sat on a throne of blood. I imagine dried blood. Congealed. Anyway, so find a child. Oh, we're going to get... There we go. Find me a child. A child. He got dubbed by Dave Prowse. That'd be ironic, wouldn't it? It really would. Anywho. Imagine Dave Prowse being the voice of Vigo. I'm Vigo the Carpathian, my duck. Because that's what Dave Prowse's voice was like. Oh dear. Scourge of Carpathia, don't you know? Anyway, go find a child. Right, so they've dug a hole, a very smooth, round hole. They used a laser or something. Anyway, I don't know. But anyway, so they're lowering Ray down on a wire, and he sees there's a river of slime. So there we go. Apparently this is based on I forgot to call it, a pneumatic rail system or something. that were there. I've got it in my notes. I can't remember if I've got it in my notes. Just bear with me. I've probably just picked all the wrong notes. Dear. I'm sure I've got it somewhere. No, I haven't picked this in my notes. Never mind. The pneumatic rail system, which were like a rail system that used like compressed air or something, whatever. But I don't know if it lasted long. Anywho, it's found that. But anyway, it starts reaching out to him. It starts to get a sample, and it starts reaching out to him, and it all goes wrong. And he puts his foot through. He gets stuck or something. Puts his foot through a cable, and we're going to bring him up. There we go, and he kicks that, knocks all the power out of New York City. Can we see all the lights going out? There we go. There we go, all the lights going out in New York. So good they named it twice. All the scandal and the vice, etc. But there we go, it's in darkness now. Kind of reminds me of Escape from New York now. Where's Snake Plissken when you need him? Anywho, so she's got a candle because the lights have gone out. There's a knock at the door. He steals the show for me. There's Peter McNichol. I thought I would stop by to see how it is with you. That's what the way he speaks.
How is it with you? Because of all this blackness. Oh.
Of all this blackness. Anyway, he wants to come in, obviously. He's looking for the child. But she won't let him in. And he goes, "Oh, you want me to come in?" Says, "No, thank you." He says, anyway, "Don't let the bed bugs bite." And but then he's got glowing eyes for some reason. I don't really know why or how, but he just has. I'm guessing because he got zapped in the eyes by Vigo. But anyway. Right, so where are we now? We're back at the... No, we're at the courthouse now. It's that bit, isn't it? Because they got arrested, obviously, did the Ghostbusters. Because of the power that went out, they got arrested for digging a hole in the middle of the street. So, anyway, so we see Harris Yulin, who's been in a million things. He's in charge and doesn't believe in ghosts. For some reason. Why? I don't know. Surely everybody would believe in ghosts after what happened in the first film. I don't know. Pardon me. So anyway, Lewis Tully's in. This is the reintroduction of Lewis Tully, played by the great Rick Moranis. He's coming back for Spaceballs 2, the search for more money into Dark Helmet. But anyway, he's their lawyer now because he's got his law degree at night school. He says, "That's okay, we got arrested at night." Ha ha. Anyway, so is Kurt? I forgot his name now. I forgot the character's name. Kurt Fuller. I'll just call him Kurt Fuller. He tells him, put these guys away fast. And the prosecutor, who is, I'll tell you, just a minute. Prosecutor, where is she? She passed away, I think, not long after this film came out. Pete's sake, where are we? There we go. Janet Margolin. I don't know how you pronounce it. 1993. I think this was her last film. Maybe she got ill or something. I don't know. But yes, she passed away in 1993. I'm sure this was her last film. I'm sure I've seen somewhere this was her last film. Is it in my notes? We will see. I'm just checking my notes. Bear with me. No, I haven't got it in my notes. I could have sworn I highlighted that. I probably thought, I'll remember that. And now I can't remember it. But anyway, I think it was. I think this was her last film. Which is sad. Cancer sucks. Anyway, so they're expecting, they're going to put them away. But anyway, so obviously Lewis is being rubbish at being a lawyer. And it is very funny. They bring out all the evidence. There we go, all the stuff, all the proton packs and stuff, and the sample of the slime that they've got. There we go, the sample of the slime. This fella was there. He works for the city. He says, he's never seen this before. He says if they said that it was down there, they put it there. He's saying. So he's obviously a hostile witness. But anyway, they say no, we didn't. Anyway, so basically they're going to be found guilty. He's going to find him guilty as the judge, and he's getting really angry. And that's when we see that being angry around the slime makes it volatile. In a minute, here he is getting cross. Sentenced to 18 months at the city's correctional facility at Rikers Island. There you see the slime's going crazy because he's getting angry, and time to shut up. And somehow it makes ghosts appear. Here we go, the Scaleri brothers. Apparently the ghosts for this, they said behind the scenes, they were saying that they tried to make the ghosts less scary than the first film because of the success of the cartoon. They tried to make the ghosts more cartoony looking, which is, I suppose, is true in the case of the Scaleri brothers because they don't look like people, do they? Although we do see some ghosts that look just like people, and we see some monsters as well. So I don't know what they're talking about. Anyway, we've got Scaleri brothers. We're actually apparently real people. Where is it? I do have this in my notes because I remember doing it. If I can find it. There we go. The ghosts of the Scaleri brothers were based on real-life criminals. The real Scaleris were robbers in the Chicago area who once robbed Harold Ramis's father. They were later captured as fugitives in Kansas City and extradited back to Chicago to stand trial for multiple charges. They were eventually convicted of multiple robberies and murder, and like their ghostly counterparts, they were executed in the electric chair. Crikey. So it's a true story, Ghostbusters 2. Anyway, so I've got to deal with these ghosts. You've got to do something, says the judge. He says, we can't, because you've told us that we can't do all this. We're not allowed to catch ghosts anymore. And says, okay, it's all rescinded. You're free to go. Save us. So they get the proton packs on after the Scaleri brothers are up to no good. Oh, aye, they grab the prosecutor lady and drag her through the courtroom. She was actually on a wire, and apparently to make it so that she went through to the other room, the wire went through. There was like a spring-loaded section on the door here that she went through, and apparently it didn't. You could hardly make it out, apparently, they said on film, but they covered it all up with sparks and stuff like that, and the ghosts as well. So we don't see that, so we can't pick faults with that, because we can't see it. Or at least I can't see it anyway. But anyway, they dragged her away. I don't know what they're doing with her. But anyway, case dismissed. So they're going to deal with the Scaleri brothers. Do, Ray. You ready? Egon. Egon's changed, hasn't he? It's totally different. Is he like Egon in the series? I don't know. In the cartoon. Because, he was a proper geeky, nerdy bloke in the first film with no social skills whatsoever. But he's just a lot more amicable, I suppose you could say, in this one. Like I say, he's joining in with stuff here. Egon. So maybe he's just learned some social skills. But anyway, they're going to sort them out here now. So that's what they do. They sort out the Scaleri brothers. They get them in a trap. And here we go. So there we go. Take it to my private zoo. So they get them, and they get them in a trap. Here comes the trap. Trap's going in. Sorted. I'll do another thing now. There we go. 2 in the box, ready to go. See, again, Egon being very un-Egon-like. Some of the characters are totally changed their personalities between films. Like we've got Egon, and we'll get Janine in a bit. But thankfully, Lewis is just the same. Anyway, so we're the best, we're the beautiful, we're the only Ghostbusters. They're back. And then we're going to have a montage now because they're back. Yes, we're back. There she is, Janine. Annie Potts, who would reprise her role in Ghostbusters Afterlife, wouldn't she? Was she in Frozen Empire? I can't remember. Don't know. Windgrace says maybe it's the Daniel Jackson effect. Enough insane world-changing trauma makes you less nerdy and more jokey. Maybe so. Maybe so. Anywho. Right, so there we go. Ecto. I think it's Ecto 2, I'm sure it says. Does it show it? I don't know. But they've even got a 2. Why have they got a 2 logo on the station now? Don't know. To go with the film, innit? But apparently this is a real sign, I've got that in my notes as well. Let me check. Where is it now? I've seen it somewhere. I'm sure it's in my notes. Where did I see it? There we go. During the montage sequence after the courthouse scene, when the Ghostbusters sign is being put up, the sign maker's phone number, 516-374-2340, is visible. This was and still is, according to IMDb trivia, the phone number for Five Town Neon Service Inc., also known as Johnny's Signs. So there we go. So he got some free publicity. I wonder how well he did. Don't know. I'm saying he. If Santa's still outside, you would think it's pre-Christmas. Yes, you would, wouldn't you? But it's coming up to New Year's because they're all going to be singing Auld Lang Syne and all that in a bit. But it's still the Christmas period, isn't it? Anyway, so they're back. Anyway, they're back at the firehouse in New York. There they are, going out. Improved stuff. Got all flashy lights and stuff, and new uniforms and all that. Christmassy again. Getting samples of the slime. Is this where we're going to see the ghost of the jogger? This fella that plays the ghost of the jogger was supposed to play the Statue of Liberty that we're going to see later, but I don't know who ended up playing that. He ended up being the jogger. Is that in my notes as well? I remember noticing it. It's probably not. I probably didn't copy it. I did see it somewhere. Rum-ti-tum, tiddly-pum. Rum-ti-di-di-di. Oh, I forgot it. Oh, no, I didn't. But I know he was supposed to play the Statue of Liberty at the end, but he ended up not doing, and he played this one and another one, and I can't remember which one. Anyway, by the way, speaking of the script, which we weren't, I've just noticed this in my notes. Bill Murray said in April 2021 interview that he and the other cast members signed on to this film based on the script they didn't use. Quote, Ghostbusters 2 ended up not being the story they wrote. They got us in the sequel under false pretenses. Harold had this great idea, but by the time we got to shooting it, I showed up on set and went, what the hell is this? What is this thing? But we were already shooting it, so we had to figure out how to make it work. So, I don't know what they changed or why they changed it. I think they changed it to make it more kid-friendly because of the cartoon. But anyway. Height of 80s technology. Yes, that's what they've got on the Ecto one. I think it's Ecto 2, isn't it? Justice says the original 2 were the best. The last 2 were not bad, though. No, they're all right. But I said that earlier on. Before you got here, I did say that, Ghostbusters Afterlife and Frozen Empire were okay, but they weren't a patch on the first 2, were they? Surprisingly, these effects, in my opinion, are better than the newer ones. They've got that, 80s Hollywood, 80s ILM. I don't know if ILM did the effects. But the 80s magical effects look. I don't know. There were a way that they did special effects, visual effects in the 80s that there was just something magical about it. Has he had his arms chopped off? I don't know. They do that stuff a lot as it comes out. They did that to X-Men to trick Halle Berry. Tell you. Naughty. Justice says the cartoon was great until they changed it. I don't know. I've never seen the cartoon. I've never seen it. Anyway, so they're going to catch this ghost jogger. There we go. In a trap. Sorted. Another commercial. Just won't leave us alone. Who can we call? Anyway. So there we go. Ghostbusters. I sure I saw somewhere that this was filmed for the first film, but I don't think it was. Because she's got the glasses on. She didn't have round glasses in the first film. No, she didn't. That's a totally different character. Anyway, so like I said, they're going out, doing their, got a montage of them doing Ghostbustery stuff. Here we go. Obviously got a poltergeist in this knick-knack store that's probably got very expensive glassware, so they're just going to smash them all now. I don't know how that works, but everything smashes. But have they got rid of the poltergeist? No idea. Wingray says, effects always look better when they have a problem they have to figure out over just plug it into a computer. Yes. I mean, they're essentially practical effects, aren't they? Really. Before the age of CGI, visual effects were essentially practical effects. Usually just like painted over, often hand painted over, weren't they? With, glowy stuff or whatever. But anyway. The effects were a combo of live action and slightly digital. Now all but digital feels lifeless now. I saw somewhere that this was the first Ghostbusters film. It's only 4, but to use CG. But I wouldn't know which was CG effects in it, to be completely honest. Anywho, here's Lewis. He's going to see Slimer now, I think. There we go. Meet Slimer. They do call him Slimer. They never called him Slimer in the first film, did they? But Onion Head or something. That was the name, wasn't it? On the scripts or whatever. But here he is. And apparently there were supposed to be various scenes of Lewis trying to prove to the guys that he could be a Ghostbuster, and he was supposed to be trying to catch Slimer all the way through the film. But they ended up not bothering with those scenes. I think we just see him here, and then again near the end. But anyway, so there he is, Slimer. Onion Head. Good old John Belushi. Yes, that's who we were based on, apparently. I don't see it myself, but that's what Dan Aykroyd said, didn't he? Yeah, so there it is. They had to include Slimer because he was a big part of the cartoon, wasn't he? Which ended up becoming called Slimer and the Ghostbusters or something, didn't it? Or whatever, I don't know. But there we go. Collecting more slime, as you can see, while they're doing their Ghostbusting stuff. More adverts, commercials, whatever. Right, so he's warming up the slime in the microwave, and we learn that it's mood slime. If you get angry at it, it reacts. And they're also been testing to see if it has a positive response. So this is where they're all saying, "Are you sleeping with it?" And does this mean he's doing like an American Pie with the slime? I don't know. But anyway. Just it says, Friday, I was at the movies. What's Friday the 13th? Part 3 in 3D. For a film that's 43 years old, the 3D was not bad overall. Cool. I've never seen it in 3D. I bet it would have made. But the 3D, well, like modern 3D with the polarised glasses, or the red and green or red and blue things. Don't know. Yes, and it became terrible, but it was great for toys. Oh, the cartoon, yes. Anyway, so I'm guessing Egon has been shagging the mood slime, because that's the suggestion they make. By the way, is it 2:30 in the morning? Don't know. Or is it 2:30 in the afternoon? No, it's light time, so it must be in the afternoon. For some reason, I thought this scene was at night, but then there's light outside. So anyway, they put it in a toaster, and it danced to. It's daytime, isn't it? Why did they think this scene was at night when it's clearly in the day? Weird. They have it dance. Apparently, this toaster is the best-selling toaster ever in America. I don't know what sort it is, but whatever. But it dances. Now, did Bill Murray not know this were going to do this? Because he seems genuinely surprised when it starts jumping about. So did they not tell him? I don't know. But they're doing that. He's doing his. I'm guessing he's like ad-libbing, doing his. I can never remember that word. Improv. But anyway, so it starts jumping about. It dances too. But anyway. Oh man, there's some toast pops out. There we go. Boing. And then he picks it up and sticks his fingers in it. Is it not? Is it like this new cold toaster or something? I don't know. But he picks it up and jokes jokes with them, saying it's got me, but no, it hasn't. Old man-eating toaster routine. Anywho. Peter's going to see Dana at the Museum of Art. Is that Samantha Fox? I doubt it. Oh dear. The security guard said, "Hey, Dr. Venkman, World of the Psychic, my two favourite shows." The other's Bassmasters, a fishing show. You get to a certain age, you start liking fishing shows for some weird reason. We see that Vigo is smiling at her, or sort of, though he's had a stroke, but for some reason, don't know why. But, because he wants her son, doesn't he? Anyway, Peter's coming, being disruptive, so he's come to see Dana, but he's really just teasing Janosch, and he says, he's missing his kitten. Let's just put it in here by the castle. Anyway, he does ask him, where the hell are you from? Is that later? It might be later, actually, where he asks where he's from. So she says she hates that painting. She's had a weird feeling about it ever since it was brought up from storage. And then we see that he's talking to it is Janosch. So what's going on here? Right, so passage of time. She's back home now. She's going to bath Oscar, getting him in the big bath. But then slime starts coming out of the tap. She's taking she thinks she's in Alien again, doesn't she? But anyway, suddenly it's going to get her, whatever it is, coming out of the bath. There we go. I don't know why the bath has gone all bendy, but the bath's all gone weird. Apparently Ivan Reitman said this scene reminded him of Shivers. Does he mean the David Cronenberg film? Is that in my notes? It's probably not. It's probably not in my notes. No, it isn't. It reminded him of a film he worked on. One of the first films he worked on, Shivers, in 1975. So I'm guessing it means the David Cronenberg one, which is a weird film because it's a David Cronenberg film. I'm going to check. Just opening up. I've put the wrong thing now. Where are we? Ivan Reitman. There we go. Career. Let's have a look. Shivers. Let's see if Shivers is. Oh, there we go. Reitman's first commercial film ventures was producer. Oh, there we go. Of two films for director David Cronenberg. Yes, Shivers and Rabid. Another weird one. So yes, it was that. Shivers is a film like I think they're alien bug things, that little turd thing. Getting an office, not an office block, an apartment block's water supply, and start taking over people and stuff like that. I think it makes people addicted to sex. I've only seen it once a long time ago. Anyway, it reminded him of that. So she runs straight to Peter, who was asleep on his couch or something with his coat on. We've all been there. So he's in the bathtub trying to eat Oscar. So she's going to be staying at Peter's for a while. Meanwhile, Ray's still doing some experiments with the slime. There we go. But they're going to go over now to Dana's. But first, Egon's got some info about Vigo from Magicians, Martyrs and Madmen. 1505 to 1610, so we're 105 years old. 16th century Carpathia was in a constant state of spiritual turmoil due principally to the despotic rule of Prince Vigo von Homburg Deutschendorf. So they've given him the names of the actor that played him and the twins that are in it as well. Tyrant sorcerer and psychotic autocrat. There we go. Right, so off they go. Gonna go and check out the bathtub. Putting up, by the way, she just grabbed Oscar, so I'm guessing, is she still in just a bra underneath a coat? I don't know, but she just grabbed. So Oscar's no clothes, so Peter's giving him a Jets shirt, so don't give it his own personal rinse. So anyway, they're all laughing. They're joking about where they're going to sleep. She says, "You're going to sleep on the couch." Oh, and then he does the I need to put the big. I really ought to put him down. So Peter decides he's going to put him down. Pun. May I? You're short. Your belly button sticks out too far, and you're a terrible burden on your poor mother. Putting him down. Anywho, right, so here they're finding out, telling him all about Vigo, born in 1505, died in 1610. But he hung in there, didn't he? Didn't that? He was poisoned, stabbed, shot, hung, hanged, stretched, disemboweled, drawn and quartered. I think did they base him on like I've seen I forgot what they based him on. I'm thinking of something else. I'm thinking of something else. I'm sure they said the base because that's basically what happened to Rasputin, innit? Apart from the hanging, drawing, and quartering, people like stabbed and shot and poisoned were Rasputin, wasn't he? Did the base? Oh, am I thinking of something else? I can't remember. Anyway, right. So here they're going checking out the painting now. So here they are. He's going to take some pictures. Oh, it says here, look. Where the hell are you from anyway? Janosch, Johnny. Because of his accent. It's the Upper West Side. That's what I'm going to play.
The Upper West Side?
Oh dear. Anyway, so he's taking pictures. And no, there are slides in the gift shop. So they drag him away. He's taking pictures. I'm guessing he's taking the pictures with... I'm guessing it's a special camera. I don't know. But... or special film in it. I don't know, because the pictures that we see when they're developing them are kind of weird. I don't know if they're like, what they call that, multispectral images or something like that. What they call it now? Where you can get film that takes the image in all that, from like UV up to infrared and all that. Is it multispectral? Can't remember. Something like that. Anyway, so he's taking pictures, and we see that Ray kind of falls under Vigo's spell. Look, but anyway, he's having fun. Yeah, destroy me, give it, because he thinks he's bleeding David Bailey. Anyway, right, so come on, Ray. Right, so back at Peter's. And he's like going, oh no. And you think, oh, she's left. But no, she cleaned. So there she's just been in the shower. She's had a tidy up, which you never do to a man's pad. Never tidy up. Dust. Get dust off stuff. Yes, fair enough. But don't move things. Anyway. It's telling her, you can't go back to your apartment, but you're going to stay here. But we're going out on a date. We're going for dinner. And she's like, what about Oscar? I've got a babysitter, Janine Melnitz, from my staff. I said, does she have any experience looking after children? She's a woman. Anyway, in my headcanon, Vigo was going to be Vlad Dracula. Essentially, because from that area, wasn't it? But I'm sure I saw somewhere. Is it in my notes? Let me check my notes. It might not be. If it's in my notes, it might not be. What's this here? No, this isn't it. But speaking of it, in an interview in Starlog 148, published in November 1989, Peter McNichol revealed that in first script he saw, the character of Janosch Pohart was a rather lacklustre villain called Jason. McNichol suggested making the art restorer come from Carpathia, which is why he's an expert. Which is why he's an expert on the painting of Vigo. During filming, McNichol spent a lot of time in his trailer, creating Janosch's origin and an accent, as well as a mythology for Carpathia. He even came up with his own vision for a Carpathian flag, which featured a snake stepping on a man. Alright, that's not what we're looking for. I'm sure somewhere that it was based on... It might have been Vlad. I think, Vlad the Impaler and Rasputin. I'm sure I've seen that somewhere. Let me check. Hang on. Let me just get back out of this, and I'll go back into the trivia, because I didn't just copy all the trivia to a notepad thing. I just picked the bits out that I thought were interesting. Right. See all. If you can hear any music in the background, it's my son's playing music loud in his bedroom. What am I looking for? Oh, yeah, Vlad. Where is it? Why don't I just do a Control F? That'll be easier, won't it? That'll be easier. Just bear with me. Let's Control F this baby. And I'll type Vlad. See Vlad. There we go. Yes, Vigo's based on Vlad the Impaler and Grigory Rasputin. I knew I'd seen it somewhere. I wish they would bring the best villain for the cartoon, Sawane. And that's how you pronounce it. Did they pronounce it like that in the cartoon? I don't know. I said I've not seen it. Janosch is like Renfield. Kind of, yes, kind of like Renfield, isn't he? Not eating bugs, though, is he? Don't think so, is he? Anywho, right, Dana and Peter are going to go out for dinner, and Janine is going to babysit. He called over at her house, brought some clothes, and anyway. Right, so Janine's closing up, and here we are, coming outside. So we're outside the actual location, which I do have. Hang on, let me find it. Got it on maps, so we can see. There it is. Look, there's the Hook and Ladder 8 with the Ghostbusters sign on. This is from July 2022. There's actually a newer one. There we go, from May 2024. They've got a different sign up now. Look, got a different sign that's sticking out. But they're there on the corner, aren't they? That's where they're standing there, looking down that street. And as they go, the Hong Kong Kowloon Docks Import, but that's not there anymore. If we move round, it's just that. I don't know. Room furniture and lighting, high-end retailer or modern furniture. But back then it was Hong Kong Kowloon Docks Import. But anywho. So there we go. Cool. But anyway, he's asking her out. He's plucked up courage because he likes, and he's asking her out, even though she's a completely different character. She's not in love with. She's obviously not in love with Egon anymore, like in the first film. But never mind. But she obviously likes him. He's gonna come and babysit with her. So anyway, right. So they're looking at the photo. There we go. Multiplanar Curlian emanations. Don't see any Curlian photographs though. Curlian photographs are that where I don't know how they did it. But it shows off the life force around an object. It's where the photo it shows off like a glow around an object, which is supposed to be the life force. They were all the rage, weren't they, in like the 70s. Anyway, there we go. See the photos are weird. They don't look like the actual painting. You know, there's hidden details, and then suddenly they all catch fire. They get locked in by spiritual forces. And the photos catch fire. Oh, and we see the river of slime in the photos that are not in the actual painting. But anyway, it all catches fire. Look, but Winston comes in and saves the day. Yay! And puts everything out, and disaster averted. Right, so they're heading out for dinner. They're just about to go out for dinner. The guys tell them we're going to head down into the sewers to get some slime. And there could be a huge surge in the breeding of the cockroach population. I don't know why they mentioned that, but anyway. So he says, I'm not going, we're going to dinner. He says to her, do you want to blow it off and go with them? She goes, taxi. So anyway, so they go down by themselves. I think this was an added scene, this bit. I think originally it probably just cut to them getting to the river of slime, and I think they added this bit just for an extra bit, where it shows them heading down the old rail line. But they're talking about rats and scaring Winston, saying that there's giant rats. But then they come across some quite gruesome. There we go, 7 heads on pikes. There we go. They're all screaming. There we go, loads of them. So is this something that Vigo used to do? Don't know, but it's kind of gory, isn't it? But then, anyway, they just disappear, so they carry on. They say, let's go back and get us proton packs. So anyway, but then the train comes. Here it comes. They run away, and Winston just stands there for ages. Why didn't he duck out of the way? Because for all he knows, it could have been a real train, and he could have died. But no, it just goes through him. I'd have had all like ectoplasm going all over him, but it doesn't. So anyway, so apparently it was a train that crashed in the 1920s, killing hundreds of people. So anyway, so did you get the number? Sorry, I missed it. Who's the father of Oscar? I always thought it was the guy from the original, the bandmate guy. I mentioned it earlier. Were you not? Must have been before you got here. That Ivan Reitman suggested. It's never mentioned in the film, is it? I don't know. Is there a novelisation? Is it mentioned in that? I don't know. But Ivan Reitman said that he thought that the father of Oscar was, like I said, the stiff from the first film, the fellow with the nasal spray stuff. So, probably, yeah. Probably. Anywho, where's Ray? Ray's disappeared anyway. He's found the way down to the River of Slime. They say, what about the packs? But they decide to go down without them. And they're all going to end up inside. It drags Winston in. He's taking a reading, a sounding or whatever. Stream boo! Justin says, I'm making dinner and stuff while I'm watching. So it's okay. No worries. I could just do to eat something really, really nice now, and not my cherry Bakewell cake. I'm saving that. Want something savoury, really tasty. Anyway, Winston gets dragged in, and so the other two just jump in after him. There we go, into the River of Slime. Anyway, Dana and Peter are having a nice dinner and he's having a toast and all that. They're kind of falling in love again, I suppose. Justin says, that did look good. It is. It's really, really nice. I just saw it was a spur of the moment. I was waiting with my trolley. Not my trolley. My shopping trolley. With all my stuff in it. And then I just saw them there at the side. Cherry Bakewell cakes. I think like 89p, something like that. 89 pence. So I thought, I'll try that. Because I like Cherry Bakewell, tarts and stuff. I thought, I'll try a Cherry Bakewell cake. Changed my life. Anywho, where were we? Yes, I think they're falling in love again now. Anyway, but we're not there yet. Meanwhile, Janine and Lewis are going to end up snogging. There we go. So they're going to become an item. But they crawl out of the sewers all covered in slime, and they're fighting each other, and they're getting angry because it's negatively charged slime. Pardon me. And it's led them right to the... it shows us, doesn't it? There we go. The River of Slime ends right at the Museum of Art, where the Vigo painting is. Anyway, so they're nearly killing each other, so they've got to get all the clothes off quick. So anyway, right, so they're going to go to the thingamabob restaurant. I can't think of that word. Go to the restaurant to see them. But here we see Christopher Neame. I saw his name appear. I was watching the credits at the end of the film. It's a Christopher Neame as Maitre D. I thought I never noticed him. I like Christopher Neame. He's done some Hammer films. He played Johnny Alucard in Dracula AD 1972. He played the baddie Dark Force user in Star Wars Jedi Knight 2. That was Dark Force's Jedi Knight 2. He's been in Star Trek. He played, I think, a couple of people in Star Trek. But yeah, I like Christopher Neame. There he is, as the maitre d'. He's a British actor. It says, get them while you can. That digital ID and social great skill that's coming will stop you. Yes, we won't be able to buy delicious cakes. That'll be a thing of the past. Anyway. Right, so here they come. They're barging in, all covered in slime, and they're saying, terrible things are going around with all this slime, and he's leading straight to the museum, and he points, and in a minute, it's hot and ready to pop. So he's straight to the museum, and he points, and he gets it all over this woman. There we go. Oh, it's all over me. And so everybody else starts. I was expecting actually like a bar fight to start, because of all the negatively charged slime they were throwing about, but it doesn't. So anyway, they get arrested again. Oh no, well, sort of. They go see the mayor, so where we meet Bobby Brown, who sings the song for this film. Ask him, can I have a proton pack? No, not a toy. But they don't get to see the mayor. They see Kurt Fuller instead in a minute. But anyway, Dana's gone home to find them. They've been snogging. She said they got arrested. So they did get arrested then. But they gone to the mayor's. But they're in jail. Whatever. Anyway. So they tell the mayor, we've got to do something. Hang on. If you're overweight or have bad sugars, you'll be banned. Yes, I am overweight. And I shouldn't really because I've got diabetes. But, whatever. They're explaining to the mayor that, bad things are going to happen, like in the first film. They don't do the dogs and cats living together, stuff like that. But it's the same sort of thing. But they're saying that it's because of all the bad feeling in New York and everybody's angry all the time. But the mayor says, it's every New York citizen's God-given right to treat people like dirt. So bugger off, basically. Nothing you can do about it. Anyway, so he says, there we go. Being miserable and treating other people like dirt is every New Yorker's God-given right. So off he goes. So they suggest they're going to go to the press and about this. So Kurt Fuller says, would you consider telling this slime business to some people downtown? But basically he has them committed. He has them taken, there we go, to the psychiatric hospital, which is run by Bill Murray's brother, whose name I've forgotten. What the hell's his name now? I can't remember his name now. It'll say here somewhere, won't it? Where is he? Brian Doyle Murray. There we go, Bill Murray's brother. Hang on, Justin says, love the soundtrack from this. Had the Bobby Brown cassette. I ain't got this. I ain't got the soundtrack for this. I got the soundtrack for the first one, which is pretty cool. Particularly the orchestral tracks on it. I like better than the pop songs. Who did the music for the first one? Elmer Bernstein. There we go. Don't worry, America will have it too. I'm a big guy, so no cake for me. I bought that cake. You know what else I bought today? I'm so naughty. I bought a cheesecake as well. A New York cheesecake to celebrate watching Ghostbusters 2. I like cheesecake as well. It's a wonder I'm not dead, tell you. Anyway, so he's had him committed to the psychiatric hospital. Meanwhile, he's waiting for Vigo to talk to him. So he comes on again. He switches himself on, does Vigo, Scourge of Carpathia. No, you told me this, the Scourge. Anyway. So he's got to go and get the child. So it will be wife to you and mother to me. Thank you, Lord. So he's going to go. I don't know exactly how this works, what he does here, but they're sat waiting. Oscar's awake. The window opens or whatever, and he ends up outside somehow. He ends up on the window ledge, on the ledge outside. So she climbs out because there's a kid out there. Then Janosch comes. Is he a ghost? I don't know how this is working. I'm not sure. But here he comes doing a Mrs. Doubtfire. But anyway, he comes in. I think it looks like Warwick Davis there. Plays Wicket. Who else does he play? He played loads in Star Wars. Warwick Davis. There, but anyway, Janosch. And then he's a super long arm, grabs the kid, puts the kid in the ghostly perambulator, and he don't fall through to his death. I don't understand this scene at all. I don't get it. But anyway. Justin says, it burns me out. Okay, sorry, I'm done ranting. It's fine. That's funny. I was just thinking about cheesecake. I think about cheesecake a lot. I love cheesecake. Right, so Janosch has got the baby. So she's going to the museum. Anyway, so here they are in the psychiatric hospital telling them about what's been happening, with Vigo and all that. Obviously, he doesn't believe him, and Bill Murray says, Peter says, don't ask me, I think these guys are crazy. Meanwhile, the slime's rising up, look, it's rising up from the bowels of the earth. She arrives at the museum. Do they live close by, maybe, I don't know, but because it's New Year's Eve now, apparently, I think. So there'll be no taxis or buses or anything, will there? It's around about this time, not the year before, I think, that Billy Crystal were running to the party that Meg Ryan's at. I love When Harry Met Sally, it's one of my favourite films. Anyway, there we go, all slimes covering the museum, look. Oh, look, it's all covering the museum, oh no. Anyway, she's inside now. And there's the baby, and she grabs him, but says, no, I've got to take my baby home, but no, that's not happening, look, she gets pushed away by spiritual forces, and the baby floats over to the altar, and she can only watch, but meanwhile, all the slime's coming up out of the earth, and now we're going to see, like in the first film, where we see all the ghosts and stuff happening again. Cannibal Girls, Eugene Levy and Andrea Martin, apparently that was one of Ivan Reitman's earliest films. I've not seen it, so... Justin says, I make a fine lemon cheesecake with a caramel graham crust. I went to school for cooking, love to cook, cool. I don't think I've ever made, have I? No, I might have done. I probably made a cheesecake at some point, but not from scratch, it'll be from a packet. Anywho. Right, so anyway, all slimes coming out of the at the movie theatre. So is this a reference to the Blob? Must be. So there we go. Oh, there's a ghost of something. It's not a ghost, it's a monster, isn't it? Of some flying creature. I don't know what it is. Here we go, it comes out there. That looks more like the Blob, doesn't it, than the slime? Don't know. Oh, wow, this woman here. Apparently, this scene was supposed to be in the first film, but it got dropped or cut or whatever. It was supposed to be during a fashion show, catwalk thing. But they put it in it. She doesn't even notice. Look, how does she not notice that? It's just, gets me dead mad. But it doesn't. The slime doesn't get on her coat. So I don't understand. A coat comes to life. There we go. A coat comes to life. Because it's a real furs mink. I'm guessing it's mink. So can you get mink coats with still the mink heads attached? You must be able to. So whatever happens, she's evil. She's evil, is this woman. And it chases her. Well, no, she takes her coat off. She looks like a hatchet-faced old bag anyway. Takes her coat off and throws it away. Who is she? Who plays the mink coat lady? Where the hell's the cast list? What have I done with it? Mink coat lady. Is she going to be in the... Oh. By the way, didn't know this. Ivan Reitman does the voice of Slimer. Not that I've heard him say anything. Mink coat lady, where are you? Woman with fur coat. Louise Troy plays her. Never heard of her. What's she been in? Stuff I've never seen. She was born in 1933, the same year as my mum. Anyway. Right, so anyway, it runs off. The mink coat runs off. I don't know, stupid. They say this is a T-Rex. It doesn't look much like this is a T-Rex, a dinosaur. I don't know, but it doesn't look much like one to me. And it makes a stupid, horrible sound, as though it's just somebody going. Bleh. Doesn't sound like a dinosaur. Bleh. Could they get a proper sound effect for a dinosaur? Oh, there we go. Is it a big dinosaur, a little dinosaur? Is that what they're on about, that one? I'm guessing. But it didn't look like a dinosaur at all. It was just a big monster, wasn't it? Anyway, the Titanic's just arrived. There we go. Cool shot. I must admit, I really like this shot with all the passengers coming. So the Titanic's arrived. This is where we see Cheech from Cheech and Chong. There he is. Don't know who that is. But there's Cheech. Cheech Marin from Cheech and Chong. Says, better late than never. Too soon? Don't know. So anyway, so they're having another, like they had in the first film, the walls on the 50th precinct were bleeding, that sort of thing going on. They can't get into the Museum of Art because there's like formed a shell over it as the slime, and they can't make a dent in it. Anyway, Kurt Fuller gets fired now because he says, get the Ghostbusters. He says, I can't, I've had them committed. So he says, you're fired now, get me the Ghostbusters. And meanwhile, they look out the window and they see weird things happening in the sky. I'm guessing this is above the museum. It's just so they can do a cool sky effect, like in the first film. Has all the power gone out again as well? It looks like it, doesn't it? Right, so anyway, they get them out and they're heading into action. So here come the Ghostbusters. We believe you. Why is it JL5? Called JL5 2020. I know it's 555, innit? But why have they put JL? What does that mean? I'm trying to think. What does it? Does it represent something? Don't know. It's over my head. Anyway, they can't get in with the. Well, soon it will be midnight and the city will be mine. Oh, soon it will be midnight. It will be mine and Vigo's. Well, mostly Vigo's. So. Anyway, she talks her way in, I think. Yes, she says, okay. But obviously she's no intention of going through with it. She just wants to get her kid. Anyway, they're trying to use the proton packs, but it doesn't dent the slime. So they think, they need some goodwill and good vibes to put a dent in that slime. But they need a symbol. There we go. And they look down at their... in a minute. Something pure. There we go. The Statue of Liberty. Oh, it's Ecto 1A. I thought it was Ecto 2. Was that at the end? Maybe. Might be at the end. Anywho, so here they are. They've gone to the Statue of Liberty. They get on the ferry. I don't know, but anyway. So they're gonna hose down the Statue of Liberty with slime that's already been positively charged. I don't know how they did that. It doesn't explain it, I don't think. Has Egon just slept with all of the slime that they've got positively charged? I don't know. But they've got loads of slime that's positively charged. So there we go. They're hosing it down, the Statue of Liberty. And they're going to somehow... I don't know how, but they've got wires and stuff. I don't know, but... They're going to use a Nintendo controller to make the Statue of Liberty walk. Just go with it. It's not supposed to make sense. So anyway, they start playing. Is it Jackie Wilson? I think it is, isn't it? Keeps like, hi. They're playing this. Playing that. It is kind of cool though. Once it all kicks off. Because we see the sparks and stuff coming, positive energy sparks coming into the slime. There it goes. Look, in a minute. There it goes. Look, and then suddenly, boom! Yeah, da, 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 and they're going to be walking the Statue of Liberty. Yeah, makes no sense. Yeah. But, just go with it. Just accept it, even though it doesn't make any sense. Because it's like solid. She's solid. Is she bronze? She's solid bronze or something. It's not like she's got legs underneath. It's just like a, whatever. Anyway, so here she comes through the river. They're watching again. I'm guessing that's just a reuse of the scene from the Titanic thing. But anyway, Janine's suiting up Lewis. I'm guessing Spengler were the closest in size to Lewis, I'm guessing. Obviously doesn't have his own, so he's going to go and try and help. So off he goes. Right, so the statue's walking through the city. It does look, you can tell it's an effect, but I still like it. Yes, but it works. It does. You haven't to overthink it, have you? So here it comes. The Statue of Liberty. And the Crusher police car in a minute. And they're all cheering. Yay! Positive vibes. That's what it's all about. Yay! So cool. Here we go. They crush this police car. Good job there's nobody in it. There we go. Good job there's nobody in it. Meanwhile, Lewis is going to run to the museum. There are buses on New Year's Eve. So there we go. Not round here there are. But Slimer's driving it, so maybe there aren't. Maybe it's just this one. Did Slimer know? I don't know. Did it just steal that bus? I'm guessing it knows because it's helping. Because Slimer's a goodie now, apparently. Anyway, they're having a party, look. And Vigo's putting his essence into little Oscar. But anyway, they're arriving now, and we see that the good vibe from the people of New York and all that is weakening. Look, it's weakening the slime over the museum. So they're going to burst through. New York never sleeps, apparently so. That's what they say. So anyway, so she grabs Oscar because it's going to be glass. There's going to be glass everywhere in a minute. She grabs Oscar and he goes, "Argh!" And they smash their way through. There we go. Hit it, mama. So there it goes. Woo! Smashes a big hole, and they're going to. Here we go. They're going to abseil down. And then I'm guessing now the Statue of Liberty just falls over. Now they're not in controlling it, because when they come out at the end, as we'll see, the Statue of Liberty is laid down on the grass. So did the Statue of Liberty just get down gently, or just fall over, scattering people left, right and centre? I don't know. But anyway, you are the buzzings of flies to him. Oh, in a minute. There we go.
Flies to him.
But he's gone, he's not in the painting anymore. There we go, so they hose him down with the positively charged goo. Where's Vigo gone? Who knows? So he'll wake up in an hour and he'll feel like $1,000,000. But it's not over yet. Something's still going on. So he hides Oscar. And they've got to go and sort out what's going on. But anyway, steps out of the painting. Does Vigo. There we are. Steps out of the painting. So they're getting with the proton pack. But he just shrugs them off and they can't move. So he's going to get Oscar now. Oh no, my baby! He holds up Oscar and he's going to try and take him, possess him or whatever. But the final battle was yeah, it's not great, is it? But Peter just there we go, just mocks him for a bit, just mocks him. And it gives them chance to, there we go. The people outside are now singing Auld Lang Syne, so they're all joining hands. Why have you got to do it like that? I don't know, but they're all joining hands outside. We'll show them in a minute. Is it going to show it? People singing outside, there we are. Old acquaintance, all that stuff. I'm sure Harry and Sally are also singing somewhere. So, so they're all feeling, they don't look very happy, do they? Well, she does a bit, but everyone looks a bit miserable. But it's doing the trick, and it weakens the slime. You can see it all goes, well, it did do. Is it going to show it? Oh, for Pete's sake. The slime's weakening, it's kind of all drying up or whatever. And there we go. There. And there we go. He's weakening. The singing's neutralising the slime. So anyway, and Vigo disappears and drops, goes back into the painting, I think, and drops Oscar. Luckily, Peter catches him, and he's gone back in the painting. There we go. and his face goes all funky. Look, oh man, like they found some video effect, and made his face like 80s video effect. Made his face go funky. So anyway, this is where the possesses Ray. So I don't know why does he possess Ray? How? I don't know. He just does. You don't think Ray'd be susceptible to this sort of thing, does he? But he turns round as Ray. There we go. And he's possessed. He's even got devil horn. Oh, excuse me. He's even got devil horns and stuff. Excuse me. He says, "I, Ray and Vigo, shall rule the earth." Which is weird. That's how I don't think Ray would be susceptible. You'd have thought Peter would have been the one. But anyway, not Ray. But anyway, but they just hose him down. Hang on. Well, no, the fire the proton packs into the painting and hose down Ray. There we go. That's what they're doing there. And Lewis zaps the shell outside, the slime shell. So there they go. There's the zapping. They've zapped. There we go. They've hosed down Peter. Ray, and now they're hosing down Vigo and also zapping him. Do they cross the streams? Don't think so. There we go. And the shell breaks off and goes up somewhere into the space. But they all think he's done it. So, yeah, I'm a Ghostbuster. But anyway, and that's it. Everything cool and all sorted out. And he wakes up and I'm covered in the goo. And says, I love you, because he's positively charged now, so I love you too, which is kind of nice, I must admit. And then Winston says, come over and look at this painting, which is a bit, I don't get this either, to be honest. And we see that the painting's changed. It's no longer of Vigo. There we go. It's the Ghostbusters with Oscar. I presume it's based on a famous painting. I don't know, but there it is. Cool. There we go. Back outside. Look, the Statue of Liberty's on its side there. Did she just fall over? Don't know. Why didn't she just stand there? Why didn't she just? I don't know. But anyway. So there we go. Done. Sorted. The end. The world is saved, and that's it. They just come out. Everybody cheers, much like in the first film. And we just go to the end credits. There we go. And we just see the cast doing their stuff. Yeah, a good film. I do like Ghostbusters 2. It says, and Slimer, the true star of the film. But yeah, then we're going to have a thing on Liberty Island. Thank you, Ghostbusters. There we go. They've obviously got the Statue of Liberty back on her pedestal. So did the walker back? Don't know. or did they have to get her on a crane or a boat or whatever? I don't know. How did the French get her to America to start with? Or did they build her there? I don't know. Anyway. So there we go. That's the end of Ghostbusters 2, which I really like. I think it's a good film. I like Ghostbusters 2. Not as good as the first one. The first one's a pretty perfect film, isn't it? But this one, it's not far off. Some people really, really don't like this film. I think Hack the Movies really, really don't like this film. Tony at Hack the Movies. But I think it's pretty good. I like Ghostbusters 2. And it's, it's a good sequel. I think it's good. It's very similar to the first one. They repeat a lot of the set pieces and stuff, or motifs from the first film. But, so what? I think it's pretty good. Justin agrees. He says, good movie. I believe they brought her over in pieces. All right, fair enough. The French. So there we go. Right, so I'll get rid of that. Pop that on there. Right. So, Ghostbusters 2. Cool film. Get it on Blu-ray. If there's a special edition with loads of special features, get that one. not this one. But, yeah, you either like it or don't. Is it one of those Marmite films where you either hate it or love it? Which is, a British Marmite's that yeast extract stuff that you put on toast or whatever. But, craggy. Where are we? When it says, good old OG bronze-coloured lady. Yes. I wonder what she looked at. there's any colour photos of her new, because I don't. When did you get her? 1876 was it, for the 100th anniversary. So are there any colour photos of it? Because she won't have always been green, will she? I don't know. Why don't they clean her up? I don't know. But anyway, she was bronze colour for like 20 years or so. All right, cool. I'm going to look it up now. Statue of Liberty, bronze colour. I'll spell it the American way. See if there's any photos. I don't know if is that colourised photo. Oh, as she would have looked. No, not the actual photo. Is that? I don't know. Oh, pardon me. But yeah, I bet she looked cool when she was bronze. Why don't they clean her up? You'd have thought so, wouldn't you? You'd have thought they would have done. Never mind. 1886 or 1886 or 1889. The Golden Gate Bridge has to be constantly painted to keep its colour. Yes. Is it like the Forth Bridge? Although they don't do it now. There's a bridge in Scotland that goes over the River Forth, and there's a thing that used to be. It were always being painted. With the Forth Bridge, much like the Golden Gate Bridge. So they were saying like a never-ending job. They used to say it's like painting the Forth Bridge, but they don't anymore because they've got better paint now. So I think they just do it every so often, repaint it. Anyway, the second Earth on Fringe had her bronze, did it? I can't remember. It's a long time since I've seen Fringe, but yeah, I say clean her up and get her bronze again. Anyway, right, so we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted. Hang on. Just says, you at one time, you could go up to the torch, but someone blew it up. Oh, right. What, in real life? Oh, right. Well, they're like steps up the arm or something in the inside to go up into the torch part. We'd thought they'd fixed that, wouldn't you? But anyway. It's not as big, apparently, is it, as you think? I've never been, because I've never been to America, so I don't know. But anywho, right, so we'll leave it there. So what's coming next? Right, Wednesday. We're on Monday, aren't we? Yes, Monday. Wednesday. I still don't think I'll have finished my season 2 of Star Trek Voyager. I'm struggling. I don't know why. I'm struggling. I'm getting there slowly. I'm about halfway through now. But for some reason, maybe I've just fallen out with Star Trek Voyager. I don't know, but I'm struggling with season 2. I can't seem to watch more than one episode at a time. But anyway. So it'll probably be my top 5 films of, I can't remember what year we're on. 2002, I think. I don't know. You'll have to come for TOYG Con in New York. On Friday, changing the subject. My passport's run out anyway. On Friday, for this week's Friday Night Appointment with Fear, we're doing The Conjuring 2. So, there you go. We did The Conjuring last week, so we're doing The Conjuring 2 this week, which I like better than the first one. As I said last week, I'm not a huge fan of the first Conjuring film. I don't hate it or anything, I just don't think it's brilliant. But I enjoy the second one, maybe because it's set in England and all that. But and you know, like the first one, loosely based on the true story of the Enfield poltergeist, but it's nothing like it. It's nothing like it, but never mind. It's still a pretty cool film with some cool scares in it. It would be great to meet my YouTube family. You won't want to meet me, I'm boring. Anywho, it would be cool, but it's unlikely to happen. I don't think I'll be going abroad again in my lifetime. But you never know, never say never and all that stuff. Right, we'll leave it there. We're all done and dusted for another week. Anything else? I don't know. Like and subscribe and all that stuff. I'll put them back up. There we go. Like and subscribe, etc. Throw some super chats and super thanks my way and all that stuff if you want to. Or become a member, be even better. Yes, Justin can make us cheesecake. Yes, he can. And Josh Temple can protect us with his harpoon. And Wingrace can just quip and do puns to entertain us. Well, I'm just boring. Right. So, next week's Magnificent Mondays. I don't know which one. I might do a poll. And see what we're going to do next week. I've got some options here which I'm not going to show you. Yes, I'll do a poll. But I think I know which one will get picked. But we'll see. Yeah, we'll do that. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks Justin and Wingrace and Josh Temple. Is anybody else pop in that I didn't notice? I better check over on Rumble, haven't I? Just bear with me. Where have I put it? Where's Rumble gone? There you are. Oh no, I've done wrong bloody thing. Oh crap, I nearly got out of the thing there. Silly bugger. Right, Rumble. Where are you? Has anybody chatted on Rumble? Have the bloody hell, I never do. No, right. Okie dokie. Right, so we'll leave it there. Yeah. Justy says, take care, everybody. Have a happy and safe week. Yes, and you too. And I'm going to go and eat something nice. I don't know what. But nothing sweet. I'm going to save that for tomorrow. Right, so we'll leave it there. So thanks for watching, wherever you are. Look after each other. And let me get sorted. Look after each other. And until next time, I'll say there.
Now is the season of evil.